Chad, how are your guys doing? Jarvis, Odell, been banged up a little bit at that position, but how are they doing this week?
Yeah, receivers have had a real good week. We've had them out there and been able to work on the field, which has been good. They've certainly done a great job of off the field of staying ready in the meeting rooms and being well prepared for this game. So it's been very positive this week with the receivers.
How about Donovan? Is that just, obviously it seems like a fluke thing when we hear about pregame warm-ups. How's he responded to it?
Yeah, he's responded like I know he should respond, and I expect him to respond. He's done everything he can to try to, get better and become healthy enough to help our team. He's working hard, and we'll see where it is, but he's certainly working hard to try to get back. Very unfortunate of it happened, and he's certainly one we depend on and a big part of our offense. So we're real excited that he's just working hard to try to get back.
That was the first time Odell and Jarvis had been on the field together this season. What do you think that just having both those guys back can do for the offense?
Oh, really look forward to having Jarvis and Odell work together on the field. I mean, they bring so much to the offense. They're such an important part of what we do offensively. And, I know they feed off of each other energy-wise in a positive way, which is great. And, we want both of those guys out there to try to help our team. When they're out there together, we're a better team and look forward to getting them both out there together.
When you lose a guy in pregame warm-ups like that, I know it happened with Cadero last year, it happened with Donovan, right? I guess what happens to kind of what do you have to do as a coach to make sure you have everything?
Yeah, when we incur an injury that happens prior to the game, when you count on one of those players being active, it does affect the game. And what our guys did a tremendous job of, and a lot of credit to them, is they were so well prepared to and they understood how to play the other positions, and they learned during the week, is what we say, learn the big picture, is we had to bounce guys around to maybe play different positions that they didn't play at practice. And a lot of credit to them and their preparation that they were able to do that in the game, because that is a difficult thing and challenging when somebody gets hurt like that close to the game and you don't anticipate that, which it could happen during the course of the game also. And our guys' ability to adjust was great in the game, and I thought that had a lot to do with their preparation. I was really happy with that part of it.
How difficult has it been? I know once you start training camp, no one's ever 100% until basically the season's over. They're getting ready for the next one, but just the volume of injuries has really kind of piled up here. So just how much more difficult has it made your job and the coaching staff's job to get these guys prepared when they're going into a week and they're not 100% or they're having to miss practice?
Yeah, right now injuries are part of the game. They have been and they always will be. And I think the ability for the players to prepare in different positions and to do different things during the game is very important. And I think we'll continue to ask our players to do that, to learn the entire game plan, of knowing that there could be some adjustments and some moving parts, especially later in the week when we understand who is healthy enough to play and who's not. But our players, credit to them that they work so very hard to, again, be well prepared and to be able to play in different spots. And I think that's very important to our success offensively.
Demetric Williams is a guy that seems to be spending more time at receiver in practice than at running back. Just what's he look like to you, and do you guys kind of look at him more? I know he can do both, but are you guys looking at him right now for what you need as more of a receiver?
Yeah, the thing about Demetric is he brings value to our team because he can do a lot of different things. And that's how we look at him every week. We don't put him in a certain spot. He's not a receiver, he's not a running back. He is in a position to help our team at certain different spots and different assignments and roles. And that's the value that he brings to us, so that any time we can kind of change his identity, and that brings a lot of value to our team.
I know that shoulder injury for Odell is painful. Has he had to change how he catches the ball or how he runs routes or anything to kind of deal with that?
Yeah, here has been, he's dealing with the injury, which I appreciate his toughness and his ability to play through injury. But certainly, from a physical standpoint, other than putting a brace on, he's going out there and doing what he always does. There hasn't been any adjustments physically to him, and he works extremely hard to get to the field, and he did last week, and he's done a real good job this week at practice. So again, I just can't say enough about how hard he's worked to try to get back to the field with his injury.
Jarvis had never missed a game with an injury before. is there, with him in a new situation, is there anything you kind of picked up from him or learned from him? Any insight into who he really is?
Yeah, I mean, the insight I've learned about him with him missing is how passionate he is for playing the game and how much he wants to be out there to help his team, which I knew, but with him being out, I mean, it's really pretty awesome to see how important this is to him and how he wants to be out there so badly to help his teammates win, because that's who he is. He wants to be out there and help our team win, and he's doing everything he can to get out there to play for us.
And I know you don't want to force it to guys, but is there a benefit sometimes with a guy like Jarvis to get him some touches early and just kind of get him involved early? Does that make him maybe a different player?
Yeah, I think anytime the ball is in the hands of our players early is great. We're fortunate to have a lot of those players on our roster, so you could say that for a lot of guys. Jarvis is one of our players of many at the skill position that really does, have the opportunity to get the ball in their hands early, and it is helpful to that individual. We're always going to base off our decisions on what's best for the team and who we're getting the ball to early and what's best for the team. But certainly I know those players selfishly like the ball in their hands early.
AVP said yesterday he thought when Odell fell on the shoulder that he was done. Did you think the same thing?
Well, I appreciated his mental toughness to come back and play through that. I really do. I mean, there's two things he could have done at that point. He could have said, I'm done, and he didn't. He fought back, and we were so impressed with him that he fought back through that. And, he dealt with some adversity during the game. He had a couple drops, and he was dealing with some not only physical adversity, but he was dealing with some adversity of dropping the football. And I think a lot is said about his mental toughness and his ability to fight through that adversity and eventually help our team win with, I thought, two really nice catches there in the second half to get us going on a drive.
As a receiver, if you're wearing a shoulder brace, it doesn't restrict your movement in any way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys have braces on that I've worked with in the past at different body parts, and certainly I don't think the brace is something that has hindered him in any way of doing what we need him to do.
He's a guy that doesn't drop passes normally, and he's had a couple now.
Yeah.
Do you see anything there?
No, I don't think there's anything that jumps out at you on his drops other than we just need to be more consistent. And I think that's true of not only catching the football, but other techniques that we evaluate during the course of a game. There's a lot of areas we need to be more consistent of. Certainly, he wants to catch the ball every time, and that's what our expectation is of him. But there's nothing that we're going to fundamentally change at this point. We're just going to go out there and try to be more consistent and do what he's done a lot of times in his career and catch the ball very consistently.
What's your coaching philosophy on addressing drops? I mean, obviously the guy
Yeah.
knows he's supposed to catch. Like, is it something you?
Well, we work really hard fundamentally to catch the ball. That's, we always say, what's the job of a receiver? Is to get open, catch the ball, and to compete in the run game. That's kind of the three things, as simple as that seems, that we do. So we work very hard fundamentally to catch the ball on a daily basis. When a player starts to have some drops, I think one of the most important things is to just reinforce the positive things they've done in previous catches and those type things, and to move on, and just to move on, and we'll work really hard fundamentally, but we're not going to dwell in anything that's happened in the past. We're just really working to be positive and to move on.